This ends now.
In the heart of a sun-drenched California suburb, where picket fences hide dark secrets, a group of fake HOA enforcers thought they could bully an innocent Latina mom into submission. But what if I told you she wasn't just any mom? She was a retired CIA operative with a lethal past. Get ready for a pulse-pounding story of deception, high-stakes showdowns, and a mother's unbreakable love that will keep you on the edge of your seat until the very last second. Maria Valdez had traded the shadows of espionage for the sunshine of suburbia. At 42, with her warm caramel skin, dark wavy hair tied in a practical ponytail, and eyes that held the depth of untold stories, she looked every bit the devoted mom in her cozy cul-de-sac home in Sunnyvale Estates. Born in Mexico City and raised in the tough streets of East LA, Maria had joined the CIA right out of college, her sharp mind and unyielding resolve making her a legend in covert ops. She'd infiltrated cartels, dismantled terrorist cells, and survived missions that left scars, both visible and hidden. But that life ended 5 years ago when she met her husband, Carlos, a kind-hearted software engineer, and they started a family. Now their world revolved around 10-year-old Sofia, a bubbly girl with Maria's fiery spirit, and 7-year-old Mateo, who idolized his mom like a superhero. Maria volunteered at the school PTA, baked empanadas for neighborhood potlucks, and tended to her vibrant garden of roses and herbs. "This is our fresh start," she'd whisper to Carlos at night, her hand on her chest where a faded bullet wound reminded her of the cost of her old life. The HOA in Sunnyvale was a minor annoyance, endless rules about lawn heights and paint colors, but Maria kept her head down, blending in like she'd been trained to do. Little did she know trouble was brewing. The neighborhood had been plagued by a scam ring, con artists posing as HOA compliance officers with fake badges and uniforms, targeting vulnerable residents. They'd cite bogus violations, demand hefty fines on the spot, and vanish with cash or credit card info. Their latest mark? Maria, whose modest home stood out amid the McMansions, perfect for a quick hit. It started on a crisp Saturday morning. Sofia was practicing soccer in the driveway, her laughter echoing as Mateo cheered her on. Maria was inside stirring a pot of pozole, the aroma filling the house with warmth. Carlos was at work, leaving her to enjoy the rare quiet. Then came the knock, sharp, authoritative, opening the door. Maria faced 2 men in crisp blue uniforms, emblazoned with Sunnyvale HOA enforcement. The leader, a burly guy in his 50s with a fake mustache and a name tag reading Officer Grant, flashed a laminated badge that looked legit at first glance. His partner, a wiry younger man called Deputy Ellis, held a clipboard, smirking like he'd already won. "Mrs. Valdez?" Grant barked, his voice laced with false authority. "We've had multiple complaints about your property. Unauthorized garden expansions, non-compliant fencing, and wait, is that a soccer net? That's a safety hazard. Fines $2,500 payable now or we impound your vehicle." Maria's instincts kicked in, the way they eyed her home, the slight bulge of concealed weapons under their jackets. These weren't HOA busybodies. They were predators. But she played along, her face a mask of confusion. "Complaints? From who?" "We've followed every rule." Ellis leaned in, his breath reeking of cheap coffee. "Doesn't matter, lady. Pay up or we call real cops. You don't want trouble, especially with kids around." He glanced at Sofia and Mateo, now watching wide-eyed from the yard. A chill ran down Maria's spine. Not fear for herself, but for them. Her past flooded back. The night in Bogota when she'd lost her partner to a cartel ambush, vowing never to let danger touch her family. "Let me get my purse," she said softly, her voice steady. Inside, her mind raced. She needed proof these were fakes, but more importantly, she needed to protect her home. As the day wore on, Maria stalled. She offered them coffee, chatting amiably while subtly probing. "How long have you been with the HOA?" she asked, noting their evasive answers. Grant grew impatient, demanding her credit card. "No games, ma'am. We know you're alone today." Sofia tugged at Maria's sleeve. Mama, who are those men? They look mean. Mateo's lower lip trembled. Maria knelt, hugging them tight. Just some silly rule checkers, mijos. Go play inside. But her heart ached. These innocents had no idea of the storm brewing. By afternoon, the scammers escalated. Ellis inspected the backyard, finding more violations. Grant radioed a fake backup, his voice booming, "Yeah, send the tow truck." Maria's phone buzzed. Carlos texting he'd be home soon. Time was running out. She felt the old fire ignite, the operative awakening. In her bedroom, hidden in a false drawer, was her retirement kit, a concealed Glock, burner phone, and CIA-issued tech. But using it meant risking exposure, shattering the life she'd built. Emotional waves hit her. Flashbacks to her last mission. Taking down a human trafficking ring in Eastern Europe, the adrenaline high mixed with the loneliness of secrets. "I left that behind for you," she whispered to a family photo. Tears welled, but she wiped them away. No, she wouldn't let these frauds destroy her peace. Carlos arrived just as the tension peaked. "What's going on?" he demanded, pulling into the driveway. Grant blocked him, hand on his hip near a hidden pistol. "HOA business. Your wife's in violation. Pay or we seize the property." Maria stepped out, her demeanor shifting from meek mom to steel-eyed warrior. "Enough," she said quietly. In a blur of motion, honed from years of training, she disarmed Grant with a precise wrist lock, his gun clattering to the ground. Ellis fumbled for his weapon, but Maria was faster, sweeping his legs and pinning him with a knee to the chest. The scammer's eyes widened in shock. "Who the hell are you?" Grant gasped. Maria leaned in, her voice a lethal whisper. "Someone you shouldn't have messed with." She zip-tied them using cords from her garden shed, her movements efficient, deadly. Carlos stared, mouth agape. "Maria, what?" Sofia and Mateo peeked from the window, terrified yet awed. Maria's heart broke seeing their fear. "It's okay, babies. Mama's got this." She called the real police on her burner phone, anonymously tipping them off about the scam ring. As sirens wailed in the distance, she confessed to Carlos, "I was CIA, retired. I never wanted you to know. I wanted normal." Carlos pulled her close, tears in his eyes. "You're my hero, mi amor. Always have been." The arrests made headlines. Fake HOA cops busted by mystery resident. The ring was linked to dozens of scams, their leaders exposed. Maria's identity stayed hidden. The CIA pulled strings, but the neighborhood hailed her as a guardian angel. Whispers spread. "That Latina mom? She's tougher than she looks." Emotionally, it rocked the family. Sofia had nightmares. Mateo clung tighter. Maria sought therapy, opening up about her past traumas, the friends lost, the moral gray areas. "I killed to protect innocence," she told Carlos one night, sobbing. "But now I live for you three." They grew closer, turning the ordeal into strength. Maria taught self-defense classes at the community center, empowering other moms. Years later, Sunnyvale was safer, the HOA reformed. Maria's garden bloomed brighter, a symbol of resilience. "We all have secrets," she'd say, hugging her kids. "But love conquers them. What an incredible journey of hidden strength and family bonds, huh?" If this tale of a fierce mom's secret life had you cheering or tearing up, give it a thumbs up to celebrate real heroes among us. Subscribe for more heart-racing stories that blend drama with raw emotion, and share this with someone who needs a reminder that moms are unstoppable. Let's spread the inspiration, one click at a time.